Hi. So, I always do this. I always start videoing and then I always have to move something because I'm not happy. Never happy. Right. This is a different video. So, hey. Some of my friends were saying to me that they wanted me to talk about this. So I was like, okay. And I haven't been arsed doing them in a while, so now that I'm kind of arsed about it, I said I'd do it. So, I suffer from fibromyalgia. I don't know how you say it. I get confused myself, even though I have it. Lady Gaga has it. Some people can associate more that, oh, that's the thing that Lady Gaga has, and it's understandable. It's, I suppose, getting more common. People have heard of it more since a few people have. I think like Morgan Freeman has it. Maybe there's some big person anyway who's had it. Right. I wrote things down because I'm gonna forget. So, if you Google what is fibromyalgia, the first thing that comes up is fibromyalgia is a disorder characterized by widespread musculoskeletal pain accompanied by fatigue, sleep, memory, and mood issues. Okay, just the main symptoms of this is widespread pain, extreme sensitivity, stiffness, fatigue, poor sleep quality, fibrofog, I'll explain that in a minute, headaches, irritable bowel syndrome, depression, anxiety, painful periods for women, tingling, numbness, prickling, burning sensation in the hands or feet, the body feeling too hot or cold, and dizziness and clumsiness. And with myself, I've also noticed you can bruise a lot more easier, because I have showed you my pole dancing injuries and I googled it, and it's just something that happens. So basically, I was diagnosed in 2017. I have always had pain with my joints. When I was young, like throughout school, I always had a limp, or I was hobbling of some sort. I had a pain somewhere or another. I've had countless x-rays of my body on my knees, my hips, I'm just in pain all the time. I used to be really bad, and I'd fall or whatever, and they'd be like, almost because you fell. But turns out this is what it has. So, like, there's it's similar to arthritis, but there's nothing really you can do for it. It's just like something you live with, which is very similar to arthritis, but like it's just different. Look, I'm not the best person to explain. I'm just here to talk about myself and my story of fibromyalgia. So I was diagnosed in 2017, and then I had to go to a pain management group in Waterford. I got the call actually on the phone to be told that I had fibromyalgia. I was not told in person, and I was kind of like, okay, I had to Google it. I didn't have a clue what it was, and it took me a while to figure out what it was. So when I went down to this group, everyone was older than me, like quite a bit older than me. There was one person a similar age. Well, there's two people similar enough ages to me. Now I'd say late 20s, early 30s. I could be offending them, I apologise. Anyway. And everyone else was older, and I was kind of like, okay, this is weird. And like, as I heard all of their symptoms, like some of them just couldn't get out of bed and everything, I was kind of like, why am I here? And they were the specialists were kind of like, look, it's going to hit you further when you get a bit older. So basically with myself, I find that I've got problems with sleeping, whereas my problem is I'm incredibly tired all the time. I could go to bed, sleep 8 hours a night, I'd wake up and I'd need a nap in an hour, and I could sleep for 3 or 4 hours. And that's always been a problem for me. Well, since about 4 or 5 years ago now, I could happily nearly sleep all day, and I'd still sleep all night. It's just one of the, I don't know why this is one of the side effect symptoms. It just is. So I have that. I get fibrofog, which is just like, basically you can just lose your trail of thought. You can be very forgetful, and I find that happens a lot. I'll be in the middle of a conversation and my mind will 100% go blank, and I'm there like, and I could be there for a while. And it's happened. I work on a call center, and I've often been on a call and I completely forget what I'm doing, and I'm like, sugars, or I can't think of a certain word, and I know we all do this, where I'm not like going crazy, but sometimes it is quite bad. Like I tend to, if I'm in the middle of a conversation or I get my words mixed up, it's just, there's a whole lot of that going on. Headaches. I've suffered from headaches since I was a child. Like literally since I was in first class in primary school. So like I've lived with them every single day. I've had migraines, I've had them all. I've had a brain scan to check that my brain was normal. Everything was fine there. Basically I'd struggle with, if I was to write for a while, I feel like my hands lock. So it's like like it's literally widespread pain. Like sometimes you could be really sensitive. Like sometimes I get pains in the bone, the back of my arm there, and if I was to touch my arm, it would feel like, I don't even know how to explain it. It feels like there's this burning pain going all up and down my arm. Like my hands, I'm always getting pins and needles in my hands, and they get tired. I can't hold anything for too long. Tying up my hair tires my hands. Like I've been painting the past 2 days, and as soon as I get the brush, I just paint them with the brush going around the windows. Like my hand locks, and like my hands have been really sore today. They kind of stiff like that, or they like to lock into the position. So I was holding a brush. How do you hold a brush? If I was to pick up paper, I don't know. However you hold it, it kind of locks into that position. So I've had to take very strong painkillers and muscle relaxants to try and ease the hands up a bit. Like it's not enjoyable at all. Like the other day I was getting shooting pains all up through like the bone of my elbow, all down to my wrist, and then it would go up to my shoulder. Like it can be very, very painful, and some days like I could just feel like I've pulled a muscle and I can't get out of bed. And that happened at the start of lockdown. I was in bits, I couldn't move. I had pain all the way down my back, and I just couldn't move. And there was like shooting pains, and no matter what I took, no matter what I done, I tried all these exercises. I tried deep freeze, I tried this, I went to doctor fobbed me off. They're like, yeah, no, whatever. So that was kind of like great. So I'm kind of all over this video because I don't really know how to talk about it. It's weird. It's just something that I've had now for the past few years. Like it affects me, yeah, but like it's a part of me, like with all my health issues. So it basically where it comes from, it can be a gene mutation, or they like to put it down to trauma. So you can get fibromyalgia at any age. You could, this is it can start whenever, but I'd say mine started when I was younger, alright. Like everyone's been through trauma in their life, so I mean, but it is tough. Like we're putting everything out there now. I have IBS that goes with it. I have a few of painful periods. Like the headaches that we spoke about. There's possibilities of endometriosis going with it. There's like jaw locking syndrome. I can't think of the name of it, but like I have a clicky jaw, but there's something else for it, which I also have. Like it's just insane the amount of problems that are linked with this. It's just insane. Like they don't know. Like this is a fairly new thing, I suppose, that's after coming around. Some doctors don't believe in it. I've gone to a doctor and I told him that I was diagnosed with it, and he was like, yeah, but like, are you healthy? Are you exercising? Are you doing this? Are you following your diet? Like there is diets that they say can help, and some people find it amazing. Some people find exercising is great. I can't. Like I'm a severely fussy eater anyway. And then IBS, I have to eat certain foods to make sure that I'm okay. But personally, I haven't found that really foods have helped it, or exercise. Like some days you just can't do anything. You're in too much pain. Like it's like your feet cramp up, you get foot spasms, you get leg spasms, your hip is just clicking and locking, and it's my groin locks, like everything like that. As like I started playing tennis during lockdown to try and keep us active and busy and all that, and I'd be playing tennis with the racket, and literally I use my right wrist, it's my using wrist, and I had had to start wearing 2 support sleeves on it to help. It was just in bits. It started off with my thumb, then it was my wrist, then it was my elbow, then it was my shoulder. It's anything and everything, and it just decides to flare up whenever. Yeah, it's something. I'm trying to think of what else. Like, it's not enjoyable. I have to wear. I'm flat-footed, so I have to wear a certain insole in my shoes to make sure that it like puts more balance in my. It helps with the pain basically. So if I'm walking without my insole, I find that my feet will hurt more, my back will hurt more, and I could be in pain for a few days from it. Whereas when I wear my insole, my feet won't hurt too much. Like it has to be a pair of comfortable runners that I've worn quite a few times to know that I'm able to wear it with the insole. Like, you can't wear them with every shoe. They're big, thick, ugly things. Like, they're just thrown into a wide sized runner. Like, it literally has to be wide enough to fit it in properly. Like, so you can't really put it into a pair of boots or whatever. So you have to wear runners all the time, and they have to like be certain width and all this shit. Like, you can't just, like, of course I don't always do that all the time, but then I will suffer. I'll be in pain. I'll be in a lot of pain afterwards. But like, it's just a lot of relying on paracetamol and ibuprofen and then my prescription tablets, because you can't cope without those nowadays. You couldn't. It's just like, even now that I'm sitting here, my back's sore. Like, if I was to sit cross-legged for too long, as soon as I sit cross-legged for a minute, like, I was sat here and after 5 minutes my see there my groin's lock, my hips lock, and then my knees lock. So I have to try and get out of this position really awkwardly. It's the only way. It's the same with sitting too long. It hurts me. Standing too long, walking too long, I can't do it. I couldn't go on a super long trek, really. Like, even painting the house, I have to keep taking breaks so my hand can like stretch, and like I can bend, and I can like literally just go like, just so I can relax it a bit. Ice packs, you sometimes have to ice yourself. Hot water. My friend told me this because I box. I do kickboxing before COVID started. So when I first went, when your hands are in the gloves, they're like in a position like this all the time. And when I first done it, my hands were actually locked like that for a day. And the next morning I woke up, my hands were still like that. And I had to go to work, and I was like, how am I meant to? And like, as soon as I stretched them out, it would just automatically go back to that. And the pain of me stretching them, like, it's very painful. So my friend is arthritis, so she was like, stick them in warm water and just kind of relax them like that for a while, and it helps. It's not a magic thing. It doesn't like erase all pain, but like, it helps. It like, I don't know, relaxes the muscles a bit. Like, there's nothing out there to help you really. There's all these books that tell you to eat turmeric and to get up every day and do 10,000 steps. If you've got fibromyalgia, that's not always possible. Like, 10,000 steps, like, some days you can do 1,000 steps and that's an achievement. It's just something that you live with. And like, some of the medication that you take, like, they're only painkillers, so you don't take them all the time, but you can't drink with them, so you have to be very careful with them. Muscle relaxers especially, because it says if you take basically it relaxes all your muscles. So if you were to possibly be sick, apparently that's what my doctor told me, that if you were drunk and you were to be sick or whatever, if you mightn't actually get it up, because if your muscles are relaxed when you're sleeping, like, not just anytime. So yeah, it's always there with me. I always know that I have it. From the moment I wake up in the morning to when I go to bed, I'm in some sort of pain. Usually, there's always something there. It's my life. Now, I'm not going to say it's awful, like, it's bad. It can be bad, of course it can, but it can be okay. Like, it's manageable. Like, I'm able to get out of bed most days. I'm able to get up and walk around. Like, I work at a desk, so I'm usually able to sit down if I want, but like sometimes you can't just sit down for too long. So sometimes when I'm in the office, like when I was in the office before COVID, I'd be on a call and I'd have to be there standing, walking around. I'd look like an absolute idiot, but I couldn't sit down for too long. And I've got everything where I've got like a little footstool to rest my feet on it properly. I've got a little hand thing to rest my hand on, and it's just all these little extras that actually surprisingly help. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, I think, because I'm just kind of rambling on, and I kind of was coming in here with like knowing what I was going to say, and then I kind of threw that all out the window, and I just rambled on with whatever I was going to do. But it is, some people won't believe you about it. Some people think it's a myth. Some people think you're just a lazy person, especially because you're young. They just think you're being lazy, and you're not. You're just literally feel like you're in the body of a 60-year-old person. It's just life. So that's it, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry for not doing a minute for a while, even though like I literally probably talked to all of you. There's only like 5 of you who watch these. But yeah, you wanted to see this, so that's it. If you've got any questions, you can hit me up. I also have paint on my face. I was painting today, so there's splatters everywhere, and I have splatters on my glass. So oh look, no, that was just a blur. So yes, it is me. My hair has been done as well. But yes, you see I go off point a lot. Well, that's just me, for me. I need to stretch out. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to get comfy before I had to go sleepies. So this is fun. I mean, it wasn't fun, but look. Yeah. That's me. I also would advise you all to read up on it properly, because I'm kind of useless with this stuff. However, ask me questions about it, it'll probably be easier to answer than me just rambling on about my conditions. I mean, I can do this on all of my conditions. Like there is a lot of them. We'll be here for a while. It'll get you some good content. Anyway, bye guys, love you.